everybody. I wanted to tell you the number one lesson I've learned, maybe two lessons, when I was a first young married lady, and that is you cannot criticize your partner's family. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't mean anything. It's up to them to address any situations. Okay? You can't go to your spouse's family and say, I don't like this or this. You get your spouse. You get your spouse to address them. Yeah, you get your spouse to address any situation. It's not your family, it's your spouse's family. And that was always a big argument. Because let me tell you what, your significant other knows if their family is crazy or dysfunctional or mental. It's not your place. Yeah, it's not your place to criticize them, another family. Yeah. You worry about your own family. Another thing I learned being, after being married as long as I was, and that is a lot of men feel that they work those 8 hours a day or 12, whatever. They don't feel like they should come home and help with housework. Doesn't matter if you have a job. They just feel like their day's done. If you have a guy that does help, you've got a gold mine. Now, in the old days, my ex used to, babysit. He was such a wonderful dad when the kids were young. But the minute they became teenagers, he wanted nothing to do with them. He would not discipline them. Everything was on me. It's very important before you get married that you do discuss how you're going to discipline your children, especially when they're teenagers. If not everybody's on the same page, you're going to raise a bunch of heathens, okay? A bunch of heathens. Also, I see a lot of children every day, and there are so many children that are so misbehaved, screaming, running. It is awful. Hi everyone. I wanted to tell you all what my dream is, what keeps me going, is I want to spend the rest of my life on at least maybe 2 acres or more of land. I want a house that has a staircase, maybe, so that you can decorate it for Christmas. But that's not that important. But I want a house where I can hear the birds, where I can see deer, where I don't have a neighbor looking at me. A house where I can run around naked. I don't have to get dressed if I don't want to, and I don't know why. There's so much construction here. I better get over. Oh my God, what the hell are they doing? Yeah, I would love to have that kind of a house, and it would be wonderful if it was near a brook where I could hear the water bubbling or whatever. I used to live in that kind of a place when I was little. My parents owned 300 acres. And at night I could open the windows and I could hear the frogs and the whippoorwills. Yeah. It's not so important what the house looks like. It can be rustic, a farmhouse. It doesn't matter. What matters is the environment that it's sitting on, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I grew up in that kind of house where the only person that ever went down the road was the mailman. or the school bus to drop me off. That is my dream. A place where a dog or a cat or animals can like enjoy it, walk around. That's what I want. That is all that I'm living for right there. I love a small town, one where, you know, everybody knows you, and if you need something. And I live in that kind of town right now. But I do look, I live on the water, and I look out looking at the water, I do. But there's no whippoorwills, and there's no frogs. Now, I did live on a 200-acre broccoli farm, and there was a huge pond next to my house, and it was like 1 million frogs. I loved that. And I would look outside sometimes, and there'd be woodpeckers. I don't know if I ever saw any deer, though. I saw a lot of farm workers working in the broccoli, though. I remember stopping and giving them water because they were the kind of field hands where they would load them up in this big bus and take them from location to location depending on what vegetable was in season. And I remember feeling so sorry for them. Yeah. And I often wondered if one of them gets hurt, you know, do they have even hospitalization or whatever. But I'm off the subject again. But that is what my dream is. I mean, I swear I would even live with a guy if he had that kind of environment. I would learn to love him, right? Yes, I would learn to love him because that's all I want in life. It doesn't have to be fancy at all. I don't care. Heck, it doesn't even have to have heat. Just give me a wood stove. I'll chuck that wood. I'll stoke the stove. I did it most of my life. Yeah. So yeah, that is my dream. My sister lives in Front Royal, and she has pretty nice setup there. My other sister lives in Woodbridge, and it's in a really bad neighborhood, and I don't know how she can stand it. I have only lived in 2 places where parking was a huge issue. If you can't have company over without worrying about where the hell they're going to park, to me, why even live there? You know? I don't know. So, yeah. So, guys, girls, that's my dream. I want a place where I can walk around. Now, my brother and his wife, they have a cabin in West Virginia, which I go to at least once a year. And that place is mystical. It's in Berkeley Springs. It is mystical. I stayed there once when I got mad at my husband. I stayed there for 2 weeks, and I realized there's more to life than making money and working. And I was on, what is it called? It's not meditation. It's like a sabbatical. That's what I was on, a sabbatical. For the first time in my life, I had no children, no grandchildren, and I walked about 2 miles when I was there for 2 weeks. I walked 2 miles going to the post office and stuff, and I had never realized just how much a walk can release a lot of anxiety. And yeah, I mean, I've always taken care of other people, and I just never took care of myself. And it was during that 2-week span that I realized that there's so much more to life than just taking care of people and making money. It's a time, I think I was in my late 40s. comes a time when you start realizing you need to take care of yourself. I can't find my sunglasses. I'll put on this hat. Maybe it'll shield some of the sun. I had 2 cups of coffee, but I don't think I made it strong enough. Yeah. So, my daughter's thinking about getting some kind of a facelift, and I told her, you don't need it. I've never had a facelift. She thinks I have, but I do a little bit of camouflaging or whatever. She thinks she has jowls. She doesn't. I think the doctor was talking her into getting Kybella. Kybella, I don't think is all at once. I think it's over time. But I told her, I said, all you need to do is get lipo right here. And you have to wear this thing around your neck for a couple of weeks so it holds your skin taut. And that's all she needs. She's got beautiful skin and it's not sagging or anything. You all have probably seen pictures of her, so yeah. So, no. She says, well, Mom, you had your jowls done. No, I didn't. I get a little injection right here, which adds some volume, which hides the jowls. So I better take off my hat. I'm going to get hat hair. So I don't want hat hair. My hair's getting thin at top, but I guess that's normal for people. I guess that's normal. Yesterday I was so busy at work I didn't have time to eat, okay? And my HelloFresh came in. I was so excited that nobody stole it, so that surveillance camera is working. I went up the elevator to my house. I have never cooked a meal so fast in my life, but I realized I need one of those little choppers. I used to have one. I guess I lost that in the divorce, chopper thing. I know Walmart's got them for like $10, $12. So, because you need it. When you have HelloFresh, either you've got to get a good chopping board or good knife, and I have neither. So, I'm going to have to get I guess you have to chop it up a little bit to put it in the chopper. Yeah. When my father was alive, he was part of the butcher knife tribe. He always sharpened everybody's knives, God, I'm so tired. So, it was a cheesy beef tortillas. I was a little disappointed. The middle of the onion was rotten. Now, I didn't know it. I had my own onion, but I didn't know that until after I used that one. So, I had to cut out the rotten part. And then the lime, my nickname is Limey Girl. I'm used to limes this big. The lime they gave me was like maybe just the size of a walnut, and oh my God! And I made salsa with cilantro for the first time in my life. I had never made that before by hand. I always bought it, but let me tell you, nothing beats fresh cilantro. I mean, fresh salsa. Oh my God! So I am going to lunch with a friend, and I'm going to have Kettle One Bloody Marys. Yeah, with blue cheese stuffed olives. I am a Bloody Mary connoisseur. Everybody at work has not had a vacation, nor can we take one. So I think this summer, all of us should take at least 2 weeks off. I know I am going to take a whole week off to go to Ocean City. That's where I used to live. And do nothing. Just going to go there and do nothing. I feel kind of bad, though, because when I go to the Dominican Republic with my friend, I try to help them with their housework because they are always busy, but I never really help them prepare food. And I need to tell them why, because it kind of hurts to stand next to the stove. Now, if I can sit down and get up and sit down and walk around, that's fine, like I do at my job, but I can't stand in one place too long because all the rods in my back will lock up, and it's extremely painful, you know. But I need to apologize to them. I don't know if they realize that, but hopefully if they're watching this, I can't keep my eyes open. Oh my God, I was watching Jeffree Star while I was getting ready, and he is in a mansion. Now, he used to be in a rock band because my granddaughter turned me on to him when she was like 12. He started his own cosmetic company, and he just bought a new house. And he was taking everybody for a tour, and he'd only gone through half the house, and an hour had passed. It's a 16-car garage, a couple Bentleys. Yeah, I don't know. He had a full-size movie theater that looked like a full-size movie theater. Yeah. I mean, the house was so big that by the time he walks from one room to another, he said he had to take an ibuprofen. Yeah, because he's sore. I mean, I don't have that problem at my house. So I will say goodbye so I can concentrate on my driving. Good morning, everyone. I just got the sweetest letter from Bob. His last name ends in an E. His last name is like a country. So you know who you are. I'm not going to call you out just in case you're married or something. But thank you so much. And yes, your handwriting is fine. And I am glad that I made one of my subscribers happy at Christmas. Because this is what I'm talking about, people. The littlest little gesture may turn somebody's day into a magical, wonderful day. My car just stalled in the middle of the road. I think it's because I have boots on and I don't. It's hard to know when the clutch is engaged or whatever. I don't know. I'm used to wearing flip-flops. But yes, Bob, thank you. My handwriting is horrible, but I could read yours just fine. And the fact that you took the time to write me a letter is very, very special. And to all my subscribers, if you write to me at Box 131, Colonial Beach, Virginia, 22443, I will respond if I can. I try my best. Now, if your letter doesn't have any... like a lot of people send me maps to their little town and stuff. No, I don't respond to that. But if it's a personal letter, yeah, I will respond to it. I mean, if there's a gist to it. So I just left the post office. I finally mailed my daughter her birthday card. I feel like a bad mom. But I just saw her last week. We did the Bob Ross thing. Yesterday was her birthday. Now, she understands. She's lived with me for 7 days. She knows what my life. She knows what my life is like right now. Oh my God. So I am wearing a silver. I don't know if you can see the silver, but there is silver. Maybe it's underneath my armpit. Yeah, silver with the earrings. I think it looks good. So this is the thing. If you're wearing a very busy top, this is very geometric, then you should wear solid earrings. See? Which is why I have the silver ones. Yeah, I got a box. I got a package at the post office from the Handy Company. And I think they want me to do a review. So I got, if that is true, that'll be the very first review I will be doing. I think that's what it is. I only had a second to glance at it. So my feet are freezing. God, I am so tired. You ever so tired that you get a headache? Well, that's me today. I'm working, I get to work an hour early and I stay an hour later. That's how busy we are. And I even went to work on my day off. Yesterday was the first time at my job that I put my head down on my desk. And customers would walk up and I would just look at them like, they wanted to help me. I looked that bad. Oh my God. So because I live on the beach, all the restaurants kind of closed down, but the old standbys are always, open, but most of them shut down. So I got this little headache because I'm so tired. So tired. I mean, it's not really a headache, it's just a tension. I do need oh my God, do I need a massage. I have lost 2 pounds, maybe 4. I didn't have time to get on the scales. Cut out the chocolate. I think I should put on my glasses, but now I can't find them. I just threw them over here. So, I bought this thing. I think I got a really good massage on the Disney cruise ship, and they use something like a bamboo pole. It cost $300. Let me tell you what, it was the best massage I've ever had. So I need just to chill and take it easy while I'm driving. My granddaughter is almost 21. She's getting her tonsils out. I was already scheduled to work that day, but I do have the next day off, so I am going to go to her apartment, whether she wants me to or not, and I'll just sit in case she needs me to run to the store for something, or if she wants, I think I'll bring my HelloFresh to her house and fix her dinner. But man, she's getting her tonsils out. I'll have to bring her ice cream or ginger ale or something like that. I had mine out when I was 5. So let me get my toes warmed up. Oh my God. So I went to the post office and I had to fix these stamps onto a envelope that already had an address label on it, and I asked him if I could get reimbursed for those stamps, and he goes, no. I always thought you could, like if your dog chews up all your money, you can take it to the Treasury Department. Why can't the post office? I guess they're separate from the government. Hell if I know. But, and I gotta find sunglasses. I throw them over. I feel like a goddamn pack lady. I can't find anything, and I'll tell you what, when you're not organized, it takes